What's going on? What's going on? We are back. A new episode of Uncut Ishhh Talk. This is episode 40. Lord Willin. Some of y'all might be thinking that name Lord Willin. Don't get it twisted. I'm very thankful for what God has provided for me, Lord Willin, to be able to be in the position I am in. But I really got that name as far as for the episode coming from the first Calypso album, as far as Pusha T and Malice, with as far as pertaining to the grinding beat.
I thought it was called God Willing.
Nah, it's Lord Willin.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Lord Willin. Hold on, y'all trying to make sure my background straight. I don't know what's this. Like it's flickering and whatever.
Like you got to glitch out the matrix, man.
Okay. Appreciate anybody that's joining us on the live. Like I said, I got my co-host here in the deal with me. Appreciate her joining me once again. We might have a couple more people jumping through, hopping through. We'll see. But we got a couple things we're going to get into tonight. We're going to talk about the game again, man. Like I said, I never got a chance. One of the things we talked about last week was the comments he had made as far as pertaining to Kanye West doing more for his career than Dr. Dre. And I honestly wanted to talk about that a little bit more because hearing more conversations and actually hearing more depth with it, it's understandable what he was saying. And also what he said as far as him in doing the verses against Eminem and people, whoever's making it sound like that's crazy, I definitely don't feel like they sound crazy. In my opinion, just being a game fan. But it's also being in this day and age of music and how much I can listen to Eminem and how much I can listen to Game. Who I'm listening to more? In this day and age, I'm listening to the Game. I'm just being honest. But besides that, he also got into depth about who was more hands-on with him as far as when he was on Aftermath or whatnot. And it was, I ain't gonna say it was really surprising, but it was just coming from him and admitting that he said 50 Cent was more hands-on with him than Dr. Dre. And then that would me go back to saying, okay, now I kind of understand where he's coming from as far as Kanye West did more for his career than Dr. Dre. Because honestly, when you go back and look at his career coming from the documentary, it's like, okay, you got to think. Once he started dissing G-Unit 50 Cent now, everybody pretty much was shutting them off from Interscope and them and whatnot. So I kind of see what he means. I do understand where he's coming from because without him going into depth about it, Kanye pretty much came in and probably handled certain situations legally maybe for him. I'm not going to say he did that, but maybe. But the fact that the certain things he said as far as bringing him on stage with him as far as the Donda 2, helping him out with the record or whatnot. And remember, Kanye West did produce that first record for him on the documentary, which was Dreams. So it ain't like Kanye just popped up. He been around the game for a minute now. But it's also going into depth and hearing about, the managers he went through. And it's not only that, hearing the game say, like, I was friends with these individuals that 50 Cent had issues with, as far as these New York rappers like Jadakiss, Fat Joe at the time, when 50 did his thing as far as Fat Joe making a song with Ja Rule, and you already know what that was. The Game pretty much saying he didn't get no handbook as far as being in G-Unit, saying if 50 got beef with this person, then we all got beef with this person. So he basically saying he didn't get a conversation with 50 Cent, and that's where the situation escalated with the whole Hot 97 shootout or whatnot. And even with that situation, him explaining that, he didn't make it sound like 50 was dodging him in that. He said it sounded like 50 was trying to straight up him and they was shooting back at each other or whatnot without trying to get into details or trying to incriminate somebody or whatnot. But I know a lot of people was like, this got to be a cap interview. He about to be saying a lot of cap. I actually enjoyed everything he was talking about, give or take. He got into a certain, not even really him. Wack 100 ended up coming on the interview because this is a 4-hour interview of Drink Champs. I didn't watch the whole thing in its entirety, but I did catch the main parts of it. And I did watch, I say 2 hours of it. I did. Give or take, I can watch it at work. I get a chance to listen to it or whatnot. And I got home, I was doing a couple things and I listened to it. So I don't know if you got a chance to listen to it, but I just wanted to point out those keynotes because I know from our generation, we was around that time when the whole 300 bars and running and shit came out. I remember when he came out with a whole DVD. This is around the time you had to go to the mall, try to get you that DVD. He had the whole DVD disc called Stop Snitching. I don't know if anybody remember that. Like he was on a whole campaign, and this is when he was managed by Jimmy Henchman. I don't know if y'all know who Jimmy Henchman is. He on track. Well, I don't know if he on track, but he pretty much in a situation where he in jail right now for, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of gangster shit. He's a Queens, you know what I'm saying? He was out here.
He was in these streets.
Basically.
But I didn't see the interview, but I read the tweets where he was talking, like trying to break people down to the industry. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. It's like everybody want to look at this like, you supposed to be loyal, you supposed to be loyal. And it's like, nobody's loyal to anybody in the industry, period. It's all about money. And as the artist, you the last person getting paid, but the one doing the most work.
And being the type of rapper he was, it was surprising just hearing certain things. Jimmy Iovine was the one. If you don't know who Jimmy Iovine is, if you ever seen Straight Outta Compton, he was the white dude talking to Suge Knight in the movie or whatnot. He's the one that brought Dr. Dre on the Interscope or whatnot. Him and Dr. Dre are probably the closest of the closest out of anybody as far as Dr. Dre's situation going from Death Row. But Jimmy Iovine was the one that pretty much said, put the game in G Unit. Because from what I hear, as far as WAC 100 and them explaining the situation, Dr. Dre wanted to chef the game. You gotta understand what was going on at that time too. 50 was a monster at that time. He came out with a debut album that was on his way to going diamond. Not only that, he started doing what he doing immediately with his group as far as G Unit. He didn't go right to his album. He went to a G Unit group album, then started working on the solo projects for the group. These are platinum albums coming out from Lloyd Banks and Young Buck. And then you got the game coming into the picture, and it's like, it's funny the way he said the situation. He said, what's all them guys that got shot? Did the game get shot too? Well, put them in the group with those guys that got shot too. I was like, hey, and you can hear the way this white guy is saying this stuff, but Jimmy, you can't play Jimmy Iovine like he's some, I ain't even gonna say the word. Jimmy Iovine is a neutral guy. This guy works with the gangster of the gangsters. So he the one sit down with Suge Knight. He worked with anybody you think is that person now, he talked to the real dude as far as Suge Knight. That man, he sit down with him as far as the whole Dr. Dre situation or whatnot. But it's just funny hearing that situation and him saying put him in the group with the other guys that got shot. If I'm not mistaken, 50 was the only guy that got shot in G. Not Lloyd Banks. Okay. But I know the game got shot, but that was just interesting hearing that. And now it's like, I remember me saying, what you mean? How Kanye do more for your career than Dr. Dre? I remember hearing the documentary and this and the third, but it's like, it's one thing to do certain things as far as production-wise for your album, but it's another thing as far as moving your career forward. And it sounds like Dr. Dre was pretty much on the standstill as far as not letting the game move forward with his career because of the situation with G Unit and him and 50 Cent or whatnot. So
a mess.
I just feel like as far as what Game said is 50 being hands-on with him, that's interesting because it's like this guy was wanting to put, it sounded like to me 50 wanted everybody in his group to be in a position. You're talking about G Unit West, the Game, you got that. G Unit South, Buck, you got that. I don't really want to stay in this music shit too long. I'm about to do movies and shit. Lloyd Banks, you take over. You the most pretty much talented one out of the group right now. You got the most leadway as far as being the biggest artist out of besides me as far as 50 Cent once I get out here. So that's why I looked at it as far as the setup, as far as him trying to put everybody in that position to do certain things. But I think Game was one of those artists, and he won't admit it, because I didn't hear him say this in the interview, but wanting to be one of those artists that said, I didn't want to be a group member. Nigga, I was going to be the biggest artist just like you. I wanted to be like in the same position as you is in.
He was on his Q-tip shit.
Pretty much. That's what it said.
Yo, that interview was so wild. This nigga was like, I represent my motherfucking self. Like, wait, we not a group no more? Like,
hey, and then you got this man on Drake channels. And he drunk, if I'm not mistaken, he drunk a whole goddamn bottle of something on there. He known for doing shit like this, the Game. And shout out to everybody.
I was about to do the shit that I always do.
I'll sit with.
Say something about people legal situation, but I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Nah.
Shut the fuck up, blood. Don't get quiet now. All that shit y'all throwing up out the window? What's up with it?
Speak your mind, dude.
Nah, we gonna move on.
All right, but yeah, I just, like I said, we talked about this last week as far as the game, and especially the situation with Kanye West doing more for his career. Like I said, I kind of feel where he's coming from now. Do you kind of see that now?
That's what I thought in the first place. I just know the internet like to take sound bites and make shit viral, and then have everybody arguing and emotional about some shit that they didn't even know. And I'm just like, just wait till you see the damn interview. Y'all want to just jump down this man's throat off of one fucking sentence. Like,
it's being a fan of Dre. I think that's where I came from. I was like, wait a minute, Dr. Dre, this nigga produced all, like, he did this in the third, and it's like, wait a minute, you got to think about Game's perspective. You really got to think about it. And once I went back, because me, like I said, that's our generation, we coming back from listening to those disses or whatnot, knowing he was coming at G-Unit or whatnot, and it's like, oh, shit, you got to think about it. Dr. Dre isolated this nigga. Like, he was pretty much shunned out from Interscope. And they talked about this, too. They pretty much had to go, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre wasn't producing shit for him, so what's the record that came after the documentary? The One Blood. That's the next record, and that shit started to go off. I was one of those fans of Young Blood, too. We got in here. Tony Robinson, what's good, bro? Appreciate you coming through. I mean, I say Lloyd Banks, bro. I was going with Banks. He was definitely one of the next ones up as far as game, as far as out of G-Unit, but I'm going with Banks. I was on them Money in the Bank mixtapes and all that. You got to understand who Banks was at that time. Banks was the punchline king at that time. You had all these people out going out of New York. Even Cassidy. You remember Cassidy at that time? Like, I'm just saying, he was the punchline king to me. What's up with Nadia? You was around? I know you hip hop fan. What's up? What's up?
Okay.
Hey, Tony Robinson, you might have done started something. I might need to think about that.
I agree with Tony.
Out of the blue.
I agree with Tony. I'm not mad at Lloyd Banks. Like, I feel like he is a strong lyricist. It's just like he would say some silly shit that you just be like, huh?
Ooh, Tony. Oh, I gotta think about that. I might agree with you. I agree. Fabulous. It's the fact of Long Jeopardy too. Fabulous definitely was more of an artist that put more music out than Banks too, especially at that time where Banks wasn't really trying to do shit after the whole situation with G-Unit, which I wasn't really hearing him putting out music like that.
True, but yeah.
You see, now you got me thinking about 300 bars and running.
But I say Game is a dope lyricist, man. I mean, as far as like West Coast people, like I really enjoyed the documentary. I can't say like I just like go searching for his shit now, but I listen to the documentary. Not saying that I don't like anything that he's made now. It's I just, you know, I wasn't like a fan, so like I just like the album.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That documentary is this, like I said, that impact, but it's not only just the production, it's the game being a lyricist. Mm-hmm. But another thing they talked about too was it wasn't just the fact that him pushing forward as far as having managers and him being isolated from Dr. Dre and them. If it wasn't for his talent and him continue to keep going, minus being shunned out from one of the biggest groups at that time, G-Unit, and one of the biggest artists at that time, 50 Cent, you got to think about all of that. And Game kept pushing forward. He dissing one of the biggest artists and groups at that time. And he's still going and going and going, being basically a rebel at that time.
Okay. I was about to start mixing people up. But no. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
remember the time period, because I remember sitting there, I was, like I said, I'm a fan of 50. And I remember sitting there being kind of upset because it's like, this nigga got bars. Damn, he killing. Like, do something. And then he came out with the DVD, and this is when they had Olivia and them on there, and they was going hard on them. You talking about Game walking through Queens. This is 50 Cent hometown, whatnot. And you got to remember this Jimmy Henchman. He, once again, this is somebody in the street. So he got connections. He able to put Game in this position. He got G-Unit GU not signs in Queens, New York City.
I remember that shit.
Like I said, we ain't no internet around like heavy like that. So I'm watching this on the DVD. Yeah, but you gotta understand, this is a loyalty thing at the time.
But he really didn't have like any like big collabs. Like to
he
like
did
even
afterwards though. What was that last album when he had Benz? What was that song Lloyd Banks came out with? Beamers, Benz, and Bentleys. Beamers, Benz, and Bentleys. It was like that album, and he had like a lot of people, especially different New York artists on there.
I remember that song. But now you gonna have me looking for it. But
it's important though.
It's about consistency, and like you said,
game. And I feel like even Nori talked about this. He said, with all of that being said, how did y'all basically fuck up the bag? You gotta understand, if y'all would have stayed together, the tours, the albums, just the continuation of just G-Unit at that time would have been crazy. Definitely Tony Robinson, Banks, and Joel Santana at that time, crazy. You might remember Joel Santana was coming out with the Backlight Cook Crack mixtapes. That mixtape era was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're in our age group, Tony Robinson, but this is the time we going to buy CDs from the Chinese stores, the little corner stores. We buying the CDs. Ain't no download nothing. They putting it on the phone and nothing.
Not yet.
What? Gotta make sure that copy. And this is once
you can start doing that shit. Well, besides like iPods, we had iPods and shit like that. If you was fortunate enough to have one.
See, I ain't have an iPod. I didn't.
I ain't had no iPod neither. I just knew people. I knew people. So then, like, I got people like buying CDs for me and shit.
I remember the pimping video with 50 and 50 and Snoop Dogg and them. And the video started, he got the MP3 shit. I'm like, man, what the hell is that? I didn't know what that shit was.
Well, once you started being able to put that shit on your phone, I was like, oh, this is over. I am never buying anything.
What? Albums? And this is even, I got to that point even when I was able to download music off live mixtapes and put it on my phone. Like, I was like, oh, I'm good. If anything, 50 was going hard at New York artists at that time. You hear a lot of people be saying like 50 was the reason like a lot of New York artists divided at that time, which I don't believe. I feel like a lot of New York artists had the big head, especially when the South, if anything, was making a lot of New York artists.
I'm about to say this was the rise of the dance craze. So like this is when Nas was like hip hop is dead, and he like he said in the interview. Said that he was talking about New York hip hop because he was like, "What? Nobody who was popping at that time from New York."
Rockefeller, you probably had Rock, popping at that time because that's when Jay-Z was pretty much warning his artists. And Rockefeller, like you got G-Unit coming, 50 is coming. Y'all better do what you better. Come on.
Yeah, they was mad at the South because like the South had tapped into something that they never tapped into. And they was like, why the fuck is this making money? Like, they could not understand it. And it's like, because it's fun and carefree. Versus, like, we can't just be hardcore all the time.
We out here dancing. We ain't mean mugging. We was out here dancing. And if we went dancing, it was a bunch of the crook. Like, you was head buster. We ain't here throwing balls at each other. We niggas like, hey.
Right.
We having fun at the same time, but it's rugged, it's wild, but we having fun still.
And they just didn't understand it. They was like, what the fuck? Like, this the South. This is what the South had the rap game on the chokehold with all the dances and just like feel good fun music. Like,
I think New York was also with bars still heavy at that time too. Like, you coming out with you gotta be spitting. You can't be coming out, God damn, what the fuck is y'all doing? Y'all dancing and goddamn sing-alongs and shit. No.
Right.
Have bars. You can sing along, no, we gotta have bars.
I don't think it was like I ain't gonna knock people hustle, but like I'm just saying, like, I don't think it was like anybody from the South like super serious, like lyrical at that time.
Ludacris.
Like, besides, Luda was killing the game for a long time. But he had
them intros.
First of all, I am a Ludacris fan. I don't tolerate Ludacris slander. I'm like, do y'all know what he did for the South? Do y'all don't understand? Ludacris and Outkast brought hip hop to a totally different level. As far as competing with
make a nigga eat dirt and fart dust.
Him and Four Eyes went crazy on that.
Eat the whole pie and leave nothing but the crust. Like, man, so sitting in there, we in there. I remember those times. Beatboxing. Luda, the nigga from the South, beatboxing, rapping.
Hey, Luda was the feature king at that time. Like, everybody had Luda on the feature. Luda and no, I mean, okay, look, I forgot. Wayne was probably the only. Yeah. I ain't gonna say only, but like Wayne was the forefront of hip hop at that time because he was the most lyrical and the South was winning. I hate to say it like that because it's not a competition, but it is a competition. Like rap, let's get it straight. Rap is a competition. You want to say something better, slicker, faster, and way more creative than the next person. That's what rap is. It's a competition, but it's not a competition in the sense that we can't be friendly to each other and people ain't got to die over this shit because it ain't that serious. It's all expression of art. All these niggas is just speaking poetry over beats. Let's be honest.
I'm glad you bringing that up.
What?
Nah, just hearing everything you saying pertaining to what's going on with today's rap or whatnot, especially with the younger artists.
Yep.
That's true. Hey, you got to remember too, but he wasn't spitting like Luda at that time. He wasn't. And you remember they had their little friction too at that time.
I was about to bring that up. That little beat, the king of sound.
I'm going to say this too. I hate when people bring up this whole thing with, the Stomp. You remember the Stomp? And they even changed versions. You know, Game is on the album version as far as YoungBoy album was Stomp version, but you know they had Ludacris and T.I. and they were dissing each other on the same song.
That's what it was. Stand up.
Stomp. No, it was Stomp. YoungBoy. Okay. And they took T.I. off the track. But they was going at each other on the track. But it was a whole situation where I think Luda or something recorded his verse first. Or no, T.I. recorded his verse first. And Luda had a chance to listen to his verse. And then he recorded his. And they were saying some shit like Luda's was better because he had a chance to hear T.I.'s first. And I'm like, I don't see how that works. Nigga, you spit how you spit. Like, I don't see how that works just because he heard this shit. How that make his verse better than...
They don't even spit the same. Right?
No, nigga, Luda just out-rapped him at that point. I mean, I'm not saying T.I. shit was still good, too. But Luda was a rapper at that time. He was goddamn... He wasn't even rapping dope boy music. Luda was just rapping. He was just rapping.
Yes, he was rapping about any and everything.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. Yeah, you know, that's like Atlanta shit probably, so ain't no telling. But I'm glad they worked that situation out, especially, I remember them, I think they had a song together, and they actually mentioned, both of their pops who had passed away or something like that, I think it's off T.I.'s album where, Paper Trail. If I'm not mistaken,
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that because I know it's a good song.
I can't remember the song like that either. But if I'm not mistaken, the song where they mentioned both of their fathers, and if I'm not mistaken, both of their fathers did pass away or something like that.
Remember, Chris is not Atlanta. You heard that song? Crazy. It's not Atlanta.
It's not Atlanta.
You ain't heard that song? What's that girl name? Amaretta. She got the song where she talking about like people that are like how people it's not even the people that's doing this, it's the media, like how all these artists get lumped into being Atlanta artists, but none of them are actually from Atlanta.
I ain't heard that, but I done heard like certain situations being mentioned as far as even saying artists shouldn't move to Atlanta and shit like that. Like, I guess because they started sounding like Atlanta, some shit like that.
I feel, people jumped on that wave, that style, and they're trying to emulate it. But I feel like that's what a lot of people are doing with Southern music, period.
Yeah, it's not even, to me, Atlanta thing. It's a South thing. Like, people jumped on the South sound.
Yeah. But, nah, she wasn't trying to hurt, she wasn't, like, trying to beef with nobody. But it, like, people like to start beef, so they was like, "Ooh, Lotto," she said Clayco is not Atlanta, and and Lotto was like, "It's not." You know what I mean? And Lotto has always said she's from Clayco, or I can't think of what's the actual Clayton County or something like that, and they say Clayco for short or whatever. And but she hopped on like the remix, and she was saying like all, and Lotto was naming the artist. She was like, Sierra is not Atlanta, Ludacris is not Atlanta. I'm like, they not. Because Ludacris always said College Park, right?
You know what that sound like to me?
What?
I'm right, and when I'm wrong, I could have been right, so I'm still right because I could have been wrong.
Hey, what? I remember when Pimp C, rest in peace to the great Pimp C, when he said some shit. I guess Jeezy had said something like Atlanta ain't the South. You remember that? I remember he said some shit like that. It sounds something similar to that.
Bro, I had somebody say that Texas ain't the South.
Because it was like the time
it's
frame.
The Southwest.
Like Atlanta is on the same time as New York and shit like that.
Those are vertical time zones. Oh my God. First of all, no, I saw a map of the South and they was like, what is actually the South? And I was like, part of like what we not gonna do is sit here and act like Virginia is the South, like all of Virginia is the South.
Luda from Chicago.
It's wow. Was he born in Chicago and then like moved? I know it don't matter. It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter.
From New York, ain't he?
Huh?
Ain't Tupac from New York?
He was born in New York and then he moved to Baltimore and then he went out west.
And you know how many artists that's in Atlanta that weren't born in Atlanta?
21 Savage.
Hey, from Alabama.
It's all about. I don't know. I've lived in North Carolina all my life, so.
I can say that.
I lived in North Carolina all my life, so like I can't relate. I mean, I guess I can be like I'm from this region. I can't be like I ain't claiming no other region of North Carolina because I'm not from there.
Understandable.
From Statesville. Anyway, like I said, this shit don't even matter. That's just all people want to be petty about what exactly is Atlanta. And it's like, bruh. I mean, it's a good song. It's a good song, and it brought up something to talk about, basically. Because I mean, like I said, it's the media that does that, though. The media the artist could be from Georgia, period. It's either you from Atlanta or Savannah. I feel like that's the only places
Georgia. It's Atlanta, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and it's probably all different type of Georgia, just like North Carolina, this Denver, North Carolina, this and Southern North Carolina.
Yeah. Different cities. I mean, like I don't.
Still North Carolina. It's like Atlanta. You still Georgia. It's Georgia. But one more thing I wanted to pertaining to the whole game situation. EMINEM versus. I don't feel like that sound crazy at all that the game could be EMINEM in the verses. Do you think that sound crazy?
Let me look at his discography. I know what EMINEM got, but I don't know what the game got because, like I said.
What up, Brello? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Brello, do you think the game could be EMINEM in the verses? That's my whole thing with what we listening to today. Are we gonna go check out that new EMINEM? Are we listening to EMINEM like that today, or you listen to a game record? Not saying you listening to either one, but which one you gonna choose to listen to if it's a choice? Personally, I'm probably going with that Game. I'm just being honest. I'm going with the Game album.
EMINEM got more well-known hits, so I don't know what you're gonna bet. Are they gonna just start rapping? Because they both have the capability to just.
Yep. See, they can pull that off. They can do that Jadakiss stuff. I mean, I'm gonna say something.
It's all in where it goes. Because like I feel like EMINEM has more singable hits, like where people just they know the fucking lyrics. The Game does not have as many, but the Game lyrically can keep up with EMINEM.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. especially even with the way Eminem's, give or take, whether you listening to Eminem music today or not, the nigga is rapping. He's still rapping today. He going in. That's the whole thing, though. Games is rapping too. So honestly, I don't want to see a versus game Eminem. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think it would be interesting, but unless they like literally started battling each other on the spot, then that would be interesting. But like song for song, it's like, am I really?
It's like it don't match up either. Song for song, like you said, even with them both coming from Dr. Dre, it's two different sounds, and that's shout out to Dr. Dre and his capability of doing production. But it's just two different sounds, and it's, to be honest, it's almost two different eras. You gotta remember where Eminem came from.
Eminem first album dropped in like 1999.
Yeah, Slim Shady LP.
Like that. Like you got to think about what he could get away with and say back then.
You want me to be honest, Bello? I would like to see the Game versus Pusha T in the verses.
Yes.
Because I like the way both of them seem like type of artists, not only lyrically, but they've been known to call other artists out. And I feel like they ain't never called each other out lyrically for real. Yeah, and I'm not saying that they scared of each other, but it's like being the type of artist y'all are, you know Drake is not that type of artist that's wanting to just jump out and battle you, but he will defend himself. So I feel like if you do want that type of energy and you want that type of tone, go after somebody who will match you like that, because he the type of person that'll go after artists too like that, and that's the Game. And I feel like Pusha T and him will be a good versus match.
It would.
Yeah. And I feel like they got the type of tracks that could go up against each other too.
Yes, they do.
I'm gonna say this: Pusha T probably got more well-known tracks in the Game, because I feel like Game don't have too many. He got some that's known after the documentary, but not like Pusha T got to me. I know I can name a couple of tracks, but not well-known ones that I think the worldwide one. I would say My Life with Wayne after the documentary. I would say the one he probably got with Keisha Cole. I got Pusha T. Yeah, I got Pusha T, Bello. He got a couple more. He got two with Wayne, My Life and Red Nation. He got Red Nation. He could perform those. But he could pretty much perform half of the documentary. I don't know if he won't want to perform that song 50, but hey. But yeah, man, as far as the verses pertaining to Game and Eminem, I don't want to see that, but I don't think it's crazy to talk like the way the Game is talking as far as him being capable of going against Eminem in the verses. I can see that.
I don't know why they think any of these celebrities are gonna back down from anybody.
That's another thing.
Why y'all keep asking them these questions? Of course, nobody's gonna be like, nah, I don't want to go.
Artists like the Game too, especially. Of course, he gonna say that shit. Why wouldn't he say that? And he should have the right to say that, proven he's been in the battlefield against these top-notch artists, and if he haven't been against certain artists that's in his lyrical capability, it's because they don't want to go up against him like that.
Right.
What's the next thing? You got a chance to keep up with catch up with BEL-AIR?
Yeah, I watched it today.
How you feeling about this recent episode? I said we get more development with Carlton.
I want to know what he had so much anxiety about. What happened to him? Because I just got like 15,000 scenarios of what's wrong with him. Because I'm like, it's something. Because Lisa know, but we don't know.
Yeah.
The parents know.
That's definitely still a good question.
Yeah, because it's like, what happened to him? I'm glad. Like I said. I'm glad that they showing him changing, because it's like why is he such a jerk? Why did he link up with the jerks and the jocks?
And that's what I'm enjoying. Like I said, the originality of his character, to me, this character development, him starting to develop into a character that we probably gonna start to enjoy. My man,
Stop.
Who are you talking about, Brello?
Talk about Michael Ailey character. What's his name?
Oh shit. My man, hey, I don't know what the hell Jeffrey showed him in that damn notebook as far as in that little package he gave him. Uncle Phil looked at that shit. Uncle Phil was like, oh hell no.
Let me pull up on her.
Uncle Phil.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay.
All
Hell no. And they sitting there just chilling, eating. I wasn't even expecting him to do that. My man popped out that booth. Yeah. That's what I like to hear too. Val Michael Ealy said. Oh no.
Oh gosh.
The art dude. Nadia like to follow the person that threw the kids out the window.
The window.
Hello, I don't know if you've seen it for colored girls, but you know that's Michael Ealy. He threw the kids out the window, man.
Stop.
It mean Nikki on the way, bro. Lo.
Oh.
Oh, well, I'm sitting there. You making me choke, man. Oh,
you stupid.
yo, shut up, brother. I forgot about Nikki, man. We ain't got that for you.
That's what I'm about to say. Ashley need to grow up some more before they have
Yeah, we ain't got nowhere near that for you, man. But yeah. Yo, brother.
Hey, they might bring that in like a couple seasons.
Yeah, that's what I was, man. You done put me on some shit. I forgot they ain't got there yet. We might have that surprise at the end of the season. That might be like a cliffhanger or something. But Uncle Phil, what's up with Jeffrey wasn't too much in this episode. He's still out there doing shit besides cleaning, so can't even really mention him this episode. But Uncle Phil, what's up with Michael Ealy? They really didn't disclose. I'm guessing he known for jumping out here, getting on married women or some shit, because he looked, whatever he seen, he got a history or something.
It seems like he grooms artists, and then he'll date them and then use them, and
because he did mention something like, you got certain artists here, like how their careers doing so far now. Yeah. You right. I don't feel like
he might have some assault charges, some SA charges and stuff.
I mean, we gotta give some credit as far as Aunt Vivian. She broke the shit down to Phil. She was like, "Hey man, this man is like, he interested in what the hell I got going on. Like, you ain't got that. You want me to focus on the shit you got doing."
She like him too, and she know that, and she trying to cover
this
it
shit
up.
where it's like, I want to explain this and that. You okay? Tell your husband that then.
That's how I
Sit down with your husband.
Be honest, be like, I'm attracted to this man. Honestly, just say the shit.
Sit
like
down
I don't think people understand how communicate and shit like that. It's not easy, but once you do it, like
pull up game super strong, bro.
You can talk shit like that out. I mean, but you have to both be emotionally stable and what's that word? Emotionally mature. Because immature, like if you're emotionally immature and that shit triggers you, and then you gonna be checking phones and shit like that, then I feel like that's how Uncle Phil is. He's not emotionally mature. So she feel like she gotta hide some shit, but she could just really say it.
Nah, she can draw, Brillo. We can't do it like that.
Stop. It's art. It's art. And art is very
This is my wife. I'm Uncle Phil. I'm pulling up. You ain't tell me this nigga was gonna be here. You on light skin time with this nigga? Hell no.
My God.
Hell no. We're pulling up. What's going on? What y'all doing? Goddamn, when I pull up, don't be sitting.
What the fuck are you struggling for? Something wrong with your back? Yeah.
Yeah, going on. Y'all looking for confused now? I'm here. Facts.
Stop. Like y'all.
Yeah, he was already trying to pay for the art. He went over there, goddamn, let me goddamn go ahead and write my nah.
Yeah.
We don't believe you.
Like I said, I feel like he be grooming artists and then doing
all right,
stuff.
You my wife, you ain't my girlfriend. I'm coming. We pulling up.
Anyway, what you think about Hillary and her sexy video, and then her getting paid for it, and she was like, "Well, shit, I'm gonna be sexy then." Hey, I'm not mad at her because it's not like she okay. And I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, she, like I said,
It's not like she ain't out here with no OnlyFans.
She just social highlight.
She just wearing a little lingerie and making. She giving the people what they want. And look, this is what I'm gonna say. Talk shit all you want, but like the same people that complain about the shit is the same people that consume the shit. Period.
How did she know about the camera angles? Or they got cameras in the house?
No, yeah, they got cameras in the house.
Okay.
Bro, that would not work for me because I don't like wearing clothes, but that's a whole nother different thing.
That's flat. That's flat, man. I enjoyed that when I seen the trailer and they had all them like, that's what I was already here for, Brello. But
Jones. Anyway.
Yeah, as far as I understood where she was coming from, because like I said, you got old buddy bugging the hell out of her ass as far as keeping up with the whole social shit, as far as keeping up with followers or whatnot, and she moving into the house or whatnot. How you feel as far as her trying to go to Pops for help?
Reliable. That's what she knew. She knew she was gonna get her way. That's Daddy's girl. But like, I'm glad her mom broke it down to her and was like, when you gonna start being responsible and accountable for your own actions.
The fact of being a father and looking at that scene, it's like, oh shit, I'm feeling that scene because nigga, I'm coming. Baby, what you need? What's going on? Right now, me. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, because she felt violated because she didn't get to post it on her own accord. I don't think she didn't mind being sexy. She just minded because she didn't do it on her own accord. Yep. And Jazz was ready to fight.
Hey, and I love the way my man pull up with the glasses, playing homage to the original Jazz. You know how he had on his shit or whatnot, as far as his gear or whatnot. But yeah, he not feeling that shit at all. As far as Jazz, Hillary and the way she exposing herself or whatnot on the cooking show or whatnot.
Yeah, he ain't feeling that because,
But I like the way they playing off as far as what they trying to do with Hillary and Jazz, as far as, how they paying homage to the original show and the way Hillary and Jazz got with each other or whatnot, and the way they kind of seem like they slow building, the way they gonna end up being with each other eventually. Because I do feel like it's going to eventually happen. I'm not sure it's going to happen this season, but it's really depending on how Jazz starts to intake what Hillary has going on as far as her social shit, whether she stays at that house and what she started to do as far as how far she willing to go with what she doing as far as the whole cooking shit and doing it in the lingerie. Yeah,
because I'm like, I don't have a problem with, like as a female, I don't judge other females. What you choose to put on the internet, just know that what you put out is what you're going to get back. If you putting out thirst traps, you're going to get thirsty people.
So they definitely looking for you to cook while they what?
Yeah, don't nobody care about nothing. What you made, what they just worried about what that mouth do, and are you gonna start taking off clothes? Because like literally, that's what it's gonna get to. Because like people just vulgar, and people feel like they got that mask behind the internet, and they can just say whatever the fuck they want to you. Don't give a fuck about your mental health, your mental stability, anything you done been through. It's just people saying shit because they want to say shit. Just because they want to put that
in that space, you got to be prepared for that too.
Yeah. And
was Ashley in this episode?
No, not at all.
I ain't see Ashley nowhere, but I kind of get it. It was a centric episode, really around Carlton and Will, as far as the party or whatnot. Well, really Vivian too.
Yeah. So
speaking of, how you feel about Will and Lisa?
First of all, I'm glad that they picked that actress to be Lisa, because I like for them to choose a girl with and I hate to use the term real body, but like, bro, like it is.
That's what we all say, but she's beautiful, beautiful. And I love that, and I've been thinking about the same thing, but you don't want to come out and say the shit because you think everybody's like, oh, so you're trying to say she's a big girl or something like that. Like, no, I just like this type of, I'm enjoying it.
This is normal people. Yes. This is what you normally see from day to day. Like, stop finding and there's nothing wrong with Coco Jones' body. That's her body, and that's the body that she has.
This is not me going off topic. This is like Aliens. You remember having this cast where it's not supermodels or nothing. You were looking at a bunch of people that you look like you would recognize seeing on a regular mission or whatnot, doing what they doing, mechanics or whatnot. I'm just saying, having people that look like normal people that you would see out in society or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that she couldn't be a model. I feel like she damn sure she could be a model. I'm just saying.
He just saying that it's not the whole societal standard of beauty.
It's not what you normally get in a TV show. It's not
exactly
that body lines like this and the third or whatnot. And she's
because they could have easily went with somebody else and be like, yeah, she gotta look super thick and then
and I'm gonna come out and say it. It's even with the cast not having a bunch of light-skinned individuals. Not saying nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying these dark-skinned individuals, I loved it. Even when I seen the trailer, I loved it. I mean,
yes.
Shout out to BEL-AIR and the casting, man, and the casting director. Shout out to all y'all, Will Smith, everybody, because everybody I'm pretty sure had an input in there. And I don't think they was particularly going after that. They went after the best individual for the role.
I hope that's what they did, because Hollywood got an agenda behind it.
Yeah. People been saying that. I don't know. I gotta talk about this, but oh man, it's some thing going around. It's not even pertaining to the And shout out because this still is Batman week. You know what I'm saying? Got my Riddler shirt on. Shout out to the Riddler. Pertaining to the new Batman movie, it's like certain social commentary as far as it's all a bunch of good black people in this movie, but why all of white people bad in the movie as far as the new Batman. And it's been a real conversation that's been going on pertaining to certain individuals that had reviews about the movie saying everybody good in the movie is black and everybody bad in the movie is white. You got Jim Gordon.
Your point? No. This is my response to that person. What's your point? Because what are you trying to say? It shouldn't be that way, or it should be equal number. Why can't everybody be bad in a movie that's white? Why? I'm pretty sure I can find you some movies where everybody that's black in the movie is bad. Hell, I can just point a black movie where every guy in the movie is bad for Color Girl.
They either bad, or maybe they on drugs. Or maybe they're deadbeats,
they're
fathers,
gangsters, they're hood people, they're drug dealers, they're drug users, I'm
gonna say this too though. I don't feel like the individual, and I'm not. This ain't pointing out because there's been different conversations, even different interviewers maybe don't say the same thing. I don't feel like the individual was being racist or anything like that. I feel like they was just having an opinion on the movie they had just watched and just saying certain things as far as pertaining to what they were seeing in the movie pertaining to it being a Batman movie. And you know how certain things are going on, like you were just saying, as far as Hollywood's agenda. And I think maybe they was even pointing towards that point too.
I mean, it's okay. Good that you pointed it out. You saw a pattern. Okay. But I just want to know the point and the attention behind of what you're saying, because are you trying to spark, are you trying to ask, was this purposefully done by the writers and by the director or whatever? Yeah. Or was this something that they subconsciously did? They really didn't notice and I mean, if that's what's in question, that's fine. But asking why is everybody in this movie black good? I'm just, why can't everybody be good? What's wrong with that? And I'm just saying, where are they coming from? Because
Because I would have just said, just like you said, I would have said, it's individuals, especially going back to old movies, even coming up to certain movies today and age, black people was portrayed in a certain image and way. You had movies where all the black people, like you said, and like I said, was either drug dealers, gangsters, or all such in the third. And all the white people were good. This has been since the waking beginning of time. Since what's going on, Pretty Girl Loves Trap content. Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, the same issue, and I don't even know if he had a personal issue with it. I think he was just, as far as I'm gonna keep saying, it was just maybe his commentary as far as watching the movie and what he's seen with the movie. Maybe it's not even an issue with him; it's just what he was seeing with the movie. But what I will say is, it's been so many movies portraying us in that light of being just one way: gangster, drug addict, deadbeat, or just not good at all. I remember watching Malcolm X, the movie with Denzel Washington, and that scene where they look in the book and they look up the word black and white and showing the word black, the same bad, just in the third, and then showing the word white, and you just see him stop and look at it What was
Put
the
it
shit
in a
say?
thesaurus.
Here.
Put it in a thesaurus. Put
No
it
bad
in a
intention.
thesaurus.
Yeah,
It does
all
the
of
same thing. Yes. And like even in art, like this is what I be talking about when I analyze people's lyrics, because I analyze it like I'm analyzing art. So when you look at art, like there are certain things that you follow. So like the three, like how everything is in thirds, and then like the thing in the center, and how the light hits the thing in the center, and then like using black and white and stuff like that, and what those
pertaining to
colors
art.
mean.
Yeah.
Yes, pertaining to art. Like when you're analyzing art, that's what you're supposed to look at, and like try to look for those themes. And like that's one of them is black and white, and this is black because this means death, and this means this, and this is the darkest part of this painting, and it means this. And I was like, bruh, I didn't even know it was that deep. Like,
and like I said, that took me back to that scene in Malcolm X. Just listening to him say that and whatnot, and like I said, us being portrayed in these movies, TV shows, etc. Especially going back to the early days, whether it's the 90s, 80s, 70s, or whatever, going all the way up into the 2000s. Like
that's the same thing with animals. But the funny thing about animals is like black animals are fine, but white animals, like white animals with albinism and stuff like that, they're deaf or blind.
dang, I ain't
Oh yeah. And that even happens with people, like people with albinism, like they usually have vision or hearing problems. I was like,
we didn't mean to get off topic as far as BEL-AIR, but yeah.
No, that's going on. What's it called? Esoteric or something like that.
I don't know. I'm be honest.
It's
what you were trying to say
there.
one night. Pertaining to,
yeah.
like I said, BEL-AIR, Carlton. How we feeling about Carlton, man?
I feel like they quickly made him a sympathetic character, because it's like when you saw the way he looked at Will and Lisa, he know what happened.
Yeah.
He know what it is. He not stupid. Carlton is very, like, I think that's another thing people forget. Carlton is actually smart. He just never was shown how people viewed him because he didn't care, because he was top dog. But now that he's not top dog and, you know, being thrown off his little pedestal that he put himself on or climbed up, he's hurting. And he's always been hurting, and I guess that's why it's so easy for us to see sympathy for him, because like they've always showed him hurting, and he's doing this stuff because he's hurting. We still don't know why he's hurting. So like just seeing him fall from grace, his fall from grace to, you know, basically having to beg people to show him.
I've been feeling like that Pretty Girls Love Trap content. I've been feeling bad, man. I've been feeling bad. Everybody been hating him and whatnot, and I wasn't liking his ass either, but we got back to episode like 4 and 5. I was like, oh nah, I'm feeling bad for my man. He got me hurting. He got me hurting as an individual. I want to help him, but not only with him, but Will. It's the fact that Will trying to come in and do what he's trying to do as far as helping them. And it's like I said, the whole developing relationship between those two is looking like they're going to have a good relationship, but it might, and I ain't going to get off, I'm not going to stay on this long. It's leading me to your point you made a long time ago saying, are we going to get, but I know old buddy is gone or whatnot, but are we going to get a situation where one of them end up shot or some shit, like them playing homage to that original episode or whatnot? Mm-hmm. Maybe not shot, because it would come out of nowhere if that shit happened, because I don't see where they would come from or whatnot. Because old buddy gone now, they ain't really got that situation in Philly, so I don't know. But like I said,
if somebody else gonna step up and take that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how deep street beef go, because it's like, so my man's is dead, so somebody from his camp might rise up and want to take vengeance. I don't know.
I think they might have got off it. They seem they're not going back to that or whatnot. They seem like they're not even.
I mean, they're gonna have to bring Philly back up, but they don't have to bring that Philly situation back.
Maybe his friend Ray.
What you mean?
Philly. As far as
I mean, yeah. Of course, and his mom. They're gonna bring that back up, because it's something between Aunt Viv and, you know, his mom.
Yeah, oh shit. The whole what was it, predictions or whatnot? Yeah. Yeah, and it's what, like I said, Will and what he trying to do for him, and whatnot. But it's not only that; it's him. As far as Carlton, the whole acceptance thing. You know, I'm liking the way that they going back and trying to go into the situation as far as Carlton being around the individual saying nigga or whatnot, his white friends or whatnot, and now you seeing him starting to see certain things, especially with his homeboy, the main homeboy he was taking up for as far as
the Asian dude was about to fight Connor.
What?
He said he making
like,
Asian jokes. He made so it was cool when everybody was saying nigga though. See, that's what, and that I you know what I like that they left it like that because you see. They was all cool, all the little Mexicans, all the little Asians. They was all cool when they was all hot nigga.
I'm sitting there looking around at everybody.
As soon as he said, "Yeah, Connor, with your homophobic and your Mexican jokes and your Asian jokes," oh now y'all mad because it's you. You mad because it's you.
Yeah, that's possible too, pretty girl. I wasn't thinking about that. I definitely wasn't thinking about that. But yeah, pertaining to Carlton, that shit was interesting. I was looking around like, what the? So we good now? Everybody, it's damn near like the scene just stopped when he started mentioning all these other names after black.
But we supposed to have allies. Let me stop. See,
I still enjoy the scene because, like I said, it's him seeing his patterns too. But not only that. It's seeing him trying to get in different groups and seeing how he was isolating himself from individuals that look like him, basically. Especially, I don't know old girl name, but old girl that he's trying to have a conversation with that Will set him up with. He definitely still feeling Lisa. I'm thinking like, damn, go holler at old girl. She look like she want to goddamn try to talk to you again. And he like, hell no. Did Will and Lisa use protection?
I feel like they did.
You see what I'm saying?
Because okay, first of all, no. The reason I say I feel like they did is because they went to the point that he asked for consent. Which thank you for that. That does not kill the move.
I like the way the show is making sure to put emphasis on these little small situations, but
yeah, consent is important.
Yeah, this is real life. Oh yeah, we ain't even got to that yet. Yeah, I forgot with the police showing up. In a way, he even approached it, but that's still Carlton kind of being naive to his own skin color, or whatnot, and his surroundings. Him trying to walk up to the cop or whatnot, talking all general or whatnot. No, nigga, that shit ain't gonna work. They still see your black skin.
He gonna learn.
The only reason I say the whole thing as far as Will, Lisa using protection is maybe getting this little cliffhanger. Will, I'm pregnant. I'm just saying. Maybe I don't know. That's what I was saying. I'll see.
They better not, because it didn't seem like they was prepared for that situation. It seemed like it just kind of happened.
Lisa was definitely leading the way. He definitely was leading the way. Hey.
Oh God, this
Will was still like he was hesitant. Like, are you sure? Like he was sitting there looking like, oh, shit, all right.
I know, right?
All right.
Oh God. Oh.
Y'all was on that wood shit.
Why?
For real.
Oh. Memories.
Oh shit.
Don't ask. I said don't ask. I said don't ask. No questions.
Man, pertaining to the cops showing up, I definitely knew it's the old buddy named Connor, his homeboy.
Yeah. Connor. I knew he called the cops.
Connor was like, I ain't goddamn going out like no punk. I'm gonna talk shit leaving out here. Fuck you
I
too.
mean, he done got pumped by his cousin, and then he got pumped by Carlton in multiple. Like, Will done punched him.
Yeah, then Carlton broke his damn arm.
Bro, I knew he was gonna fuck him up. Cause I was like, fuck him up, Carl, to get him. The party was basically for Carlton to redeem himself.
Yeah, that's true.
Really.
And I mean, it's Lisa. It's like ain't nobody sticking around. We out.
Lisa said, "Let's go upstairs." We going upstairs.
Who the hell is he sitting down there talking to? And Will went party with nobody. This motherfucker was walking around with a cup. Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all good? What's up? All right. And standing there just basically making sure people coming to the party or whatnot.
He wasn't even talking to nobody.
He really wasn't. But pertaining to the cops showing up, Lisa and her pops, I thought she was like, I'm his daughter, such and such. Nah, she's like, and he want to talk to your ass too. I knew that shit was over, shut down quick, immediately.
Right.
So,
honestly, I don't know what this is gonna do between Philip and his relationship, because, like, you know,
pretty man.
I say sorry, because you hurt my feelings.
Sitting up in my bed.
I know, right?
Now you have me thinking about the damn song.
Like,
how can I be?
oh my God.
You were right for that pretty girl trap.
Look.
Man, we see Carlton, man, this is an uplifting episode for Carlton, man. He was I feel like he definitely was redeeming himself this episode.
Yeah.
But after seeing Will and Lisa, is he gonna go back on this destructive path?
I hope not. I don't know how much healing he's done from that, but like, he know. You even saw her little hair wasn't as slick as it was.
What? Shit was on the side. I was looking at that girl. Oh, you know they was.
That ponytail was not straight though.
The way Carlton goddamn eyes was looking at Will.
You're lucky this is personal, nigga.
He's like, hey, and Will just give shit away. He come down.
Right.
Looking all goddamn guilty.
You know what? I talk shit about people not having a poker face, but I don't either. Like,
that's good acting too.
I be like, my face ain't doing nothing.
He give himself away immediately. That nigga come down there droopy faced and shit. Like, oh, so yeah, he did it. Y'all don't fuck. And I think even before they walked downstairs, Carlton was like, he was
going
like,
up there.
Carlton was like the grandma on Boys in the Hood. I think you can smell it in the air.
You know what? I hate that.
I'm telling you, he sensed that shit. He was looking upstairs like he was about to go up slow. I'm like, oh, hell no. He gonna walk in on him. And me and my wife sit here watching, he about to walk in on these boys. Oh, but yeah, that was a good scene. The episode went better than the last one, though. I'm sorry. I'm still going off on Vivian, the man, the way she pretty much was out there. Don DeMarco, Smack DVD, battle rapping. Oh, girl.
Yo, she wrong for that, though. She wrong for that.
But still, man, we got Jeffrey still on his Hitman shit. Uncle Phil Mob Ties, he definitely... I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for Vivian to come in there and say, why didn't this individual show up today? Why such and such missing? Where is he at? And we get to the whole predicament or get into predictions of, did Uncle Phil take him out or did he pay him off and shit like that?
He might, you know what? He might want money. That is something.
Pretty good, Trey. You gotta get off Carlton, man. He got anxiety, man. He got shit he going through.
Yes, maybe he's an empath. Come on.
I can see Carlton in the DC movie playing a villain. I can.
Yes.
Definitely. But yeah, that's definitely one of the good episodes. Like I said, BEL-AIR has definitely went above and beyond my expectations with what they was going to do as far as a reboot. I'm still enjoying everything they're doing. Honestly, I wish they had 2 episodes per week. But yeah, that was definitely a good episode. All right, man. I definitely got to talk about it. I know, like I said, the D ain't no snowfall, but we got to get into it a little bit. It ain't really too much to happen though. We had Franklin Mama pretty much showing up Sissy, man. She came back into the picture. If y'all don't remember, Sissy went to Cuba with Franklin's pops, Alton, and Alton ended up missing because he had Teddy going to Cuba. Teddy, you know, Teddy is the CIA agent that's working with Franklin, but Teddy pretty much telling Franklin he don't know what happened to Alton. Everybody keeps saying Alton is dead, this and the third. I've been saying it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Alton is not dead. Alton is very much alive. I feel like he's locked up, or they trying to turn him. Either way, Teddy know where Alton is. But this episode is very, very, very important. The fact that Sissy is back because she has something going on as far as Franklin's mama. She is working with certain individuals, and we don't know who she working with. I don't think they government, but her whole thing is finding answers on where the hell Alton is. And she basically I feel like she's pretty much using Franklin to get answers so she can get closer to Teddy to get him. And it sounds like she's going to get this nigga tortured so she can get her answer. So this is going to be interesting to see where they try to go with this. Like I said, man, another important thing with this episode is, and I think this is important for you to hear in the deal, and this is why I get these comparisons for Snowfall with The Wire. They dive into the whole situation with the way the police are crashing in, and this is a name for the police at that time, LAPD, when they started busting in these low-income neighborhoods, especially South Central, as far as Los Angeles, the crack epidemic, you know, that's real heavy in these neighborhoods, and they started really coming in heavy, attack dogs and all of that. They make a mention in this episode about, don't nobody care about South Central. If this was a white neighborhood, they had a National Guard coming in here. The way they playing emphasis on this, and this is the CIA agent talking to Franklin, and he's sitting there like, yo, people, why are you caring about them? You need to just worry about your family. Don't worry about these people. His best friend, Leon, his whole mind frame has changed, and he wants to take care of the individual as far as not just the people in the projects, but black people, period. He on some Malcolm X shit, and he is really like on the point of saying go to war with the police, especially with everything they trying to do. So it's really, really getting interesting the way they trying to take the show as far as Snowfall. And people, I hear a lot of people saying it's slow, it's been slow, it's developing to me. They lead into a big situation about to go down. Yeah, because we already know these individuals. We know
rise the tension.
Yeah, this is season 5. This is season 5 of a show that we've been following, especially with Franklin. And I feel like it's a lead up to something because we haven't really been focused on other individuals like Oso. We haven't really been focused on, well, the main people we focus on are Franklin and Teddy at this point. Like I said, I feel like it's leading to a big situation. I feel like it's possibly leading to a big death out of the main individuals we following, especially with Franklin's inner circle. So I'm just ready to see where they go next, but I'm just loving the fact that they not shying away from the real important fact that was going on around this time, drug epidemic. The low-income neighborhoods, as far as the way they coming in, doing what they doing, as far as just, this is kids around. This is women and children. They got doing nothing to do with drugs. They just live in these situations, and they're attacking everybody. And like the person said, as far as the CIA agent, if this was a white neighborhood, nigga, y'all had a National Guard in here. Leon ready to go to war. My man getting rocket launchers and everything. And Pretty Girl Loves Trap content. You think Sissy told Leon what's going on with what she got as far as her contacts and what she trying to do as far as the individual? Because she ain't, sound like to me, she ain't even been in Cuba. She been in Mexico City for a long amount of time or whatnot. Look like she done left Cuba a good minute ago, and she been sitting there in Mexico City. So it's going to be interesting to see where they try to go as far as her whole plan with trying to get Teddy. I do think this is going to be Teddy last season, though, but it just depends. Lydia, I want to ask you something. Yeah. Can you hear anybody crying in the background?
Yeah.
Okay, because if you can, then I'm pretty sure you can. Y'all good. My baby, my daughter getting her hair done. Yeah, she getting her hair done. Who you 50-50 about collaborating Pretty Girl Loves Trap content? Because as far as Sissy and her collaborating with the individual, as far as her trying to get this information and trying to get to Teddy, I mean, I don't know because I don't know who this individual is. I'm pretty sure he's not government. I'm pretty sure he's outside government. I'm thinking maybe mercenaries or something like that. But yeah, man, it's going to be definitely interesting to see where they try to go with this, especially with Sissy coming back into the picture. Because out the gate, you ever seen somebody, and this is the credit for her acting, but you trying to put on your best smile. You trying to be, you just happy around everybody. You trying to make sure don't nobody catch on to the fact that you really not there, but you there. Like you got other shit going on in your head because she's there smiling. She like, yeah, everything good, but she really thinking about shit going on is pertaining to where her husband is as far as Alton. Yeah. I forgot about that. My bad, pretty good little short content. Yeah. I think they working together because I think she pretty much, because she broke it down because Leon's trying to go to war. He ain't trying to hear nothing else. He's trying to go to war with the police. And Sissy, I think, basically is trying to talk him into going a different route as far as trying to get some get back. Being smarter about it, basically. Not trying to go out, because she's saying basically you're going to end up dead or in jail, and that's exactly what they want. But yeah, man, y'all let me know in the comment section. Y'all are tuned in to Snowfall. How do y'all feel about this recent episode? Do y'all feel like this season been slow? Let me know in the comment section, man, because I feel like it's built up. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, the performances, especially last episode with Franklin and the way he went off on Aunt Louie. Definitely, I'm enjoying it. All right, man. What we got next? I did want to ask you something as far as, have you been hearing about the situation as far as the baby?
What? No.
Well, he basically working with NBA YoungBoy. They did a collaboration mixtape. And NBA YoungBoy, I mean, he not really as friendly with the industry. He basically, like, I ain't gonna say he blacklisted, but he pretty much outside looking in. He one of those individuals that's not like the person that's gonna collaborate with a bunch of artists. Mm-hmm. But pertaining to that, and I don't want to get deep in it, but he got a situation going on with Lil Durk pertaining to King Von. You know who King Von is and what happened with him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and NBA YoungBoy is basically working with the baby. So the situation is, people are looking at the baby basically like pick a side as far as the whole situation with NBA YoungBoy and Lil Durk. And it's like the baby on the outside looking in is an individual saying, I'm not trying to be on nobody's side. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper, and this is a business. I'm coming in collaborate. I collaborate with Lil Durk the same way I collaborate with NBA YoungBoy. I'm not trying to choose a side, but individuals involved with the situation and maybe certain artists that's riding with Lil Durk are looking at the situation like you have chosen a side, being that you collaborate with this individual that is going out his way to diss.
There's no loyalty. There's no loyalty in the rap game. Stop this. Stop it. This is the streets. If they want to bring street mentality into this shit, first of all, stop. There's no loyalty. Second of all, stop trying to make these artists be responsible for this man's death or take vengeance for this man's death. They have families. How many children did Lil Durk got? Seven?
But it's like,
stop trying to make this man lose his life and have these 7 children without a father. Y'all want more black kids to not have fathers. That's what the fuck y'all want. Stop. That's what it sounds like to me.
Even what you saying that, that's what, and like I said, you can't speak for everybody. You can't speak for the situation. We're not in the streets. We don't know everything going on. But even with you saying that, that's what everybody, once you get to a certain position, as far as being an artist and coming from that street mentality, but pertaining to the baby, it's like, he did not come in the industry with none of these individuals. He came in on his own. So how was you making it a choice where you got to pick and choose who you work with as far as being a rapper? Keyword, you are a rapper in a music industry business, not streets. So I don't understand why he has to pick and choose a side. With that being said,
that's stupid.
NBA YoungBoy has songs where he's dissing these individuals. And maybe they looking at it like, if you know he's talking to us this way and you jumping on that track, do you support what he's saying, being that you're on the same track with him, knowing what he's saying about us? I mean, it's a slippery slope because you looking at it like,
it is.
Because if you on that track, you know he's saying this, it's like you got to tell him like, yo, I can't be on this track with you because you saying this is about these, but I can, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's something he need to handle as far as like, don't be dissing nobody on the track. I can see it. That's a good limitation to have because that's a boundary. But like,
Playing devil's advocate.
even if he does, that doesn't mean he support what they saying. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Because it's look at it like what is he saying on the track exactly? Because if the track is about certain things as far as violence, well, I mean, whatever you talking about you're doing on the track, I mean, I'm guessing he talking about that certain thing. And maybe he not talking about the individuals that the other person is talking about, but if y'all are talking about a certain subject on the song, then it could lead to them thinking that, yeah, y'all talking about the same individual. But
yeah, but did everybody that was on the track with Rick Ross with the whole she didn't even know it, did everybody else get in trouble? Or just did Rick Ross? Do you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't the only person on that track.
I could look at it like this. Fat Joe, John Rule, and Jadakiss, and 50 looking at this, and the way he did that situation. Hey, pick and choose. You ride with him? Oh, okay. And that's basically what they doing with the baby.
I mean, everybody gonna want people to pick a side. That's just like if you do a record with Cardi, you can't do a record with Nicki too. Like, why?
And that's if these individuals ain't nobody even know that they still beefing or not, but just making.
I'm not saying that they still beefing.
Yeah,
I'm just saying like this is what the fandoms are saying,
yeah.
And it's like, why? That's putting limitations on shit. Like, I don't know. I hate
the
that.
industry that we listen to as far as rap, as far as just the industry period, as far as what we like.
The shit,
the
music we missing out on. Yeah. The music we missing out on because people want to have some type of fake ass loyalty about some shit they don't. And
this key word is fake loyalty, because once y'all become cool, or once this individual maybe comes back cool with this person, and not talking about that situation, because I don't think that situation ever become cool because people lost their lives in that situation. But I'm just saying, just for example, other situations, if they do become back cool and you was picking a side, how do you get into that situation as far as having a relationship with one of those individuals? Because now they cool with that person that they had a problem with, but you chose a side. So now what do? Because you got to be on the outside looking in. Just like Baby and Lil Wayne. If you was choosing a side in that situation where you were like, Lil Wayne seemed like he not cool with Baby now, so I'm a diss Baby. Feel like I'm taking up for Lil Wayne, but now they cool. So what you do now?
That's why you should have just minded your own business. But, people want to have fake loyalty.
Speaking of the situation, as far as Lil Durk, he did come out with an album today. It's 7220. I don't know if it's called like that. Maybe.
No, okay. I must have didn't he just? No, that was somebody else. My bad.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
No.
No.
But,
I just keep mixing up people tonight. I don't know why. But yeah, so Lil Durk dropped the album.
You listened to it? Or did you?
No, I didn't know he dropped the album.
I'm not even a person that listens to Lil Durk like that. I wanted to try to give it a listen to because I have been hearing a couple of his features as far as him being featured on other people's albums or records or whatnot. And it seemed like it's been kind of a build up. Seemed like he's been getting kind of bigger or whatnot. But I mean, honestly, it sounds like the same shit that I've been hearing, not trying to downplay his album or nothing, but this is that new generation of music people are listening to or whatnot, or they enjoy maybe. But it just sounds like the regular shit. Even with production wise, it just sounds like, you know what I'm saying, the shit I've been hearing or that I always hear on the regular or whatnot, especially from these younger street artists or whatnot. It do, in my opinion, because I don't listen to this music normally like that. So
like, does it doesn't move you? It doesn't resonate with you?
Not at all. And you got to remember, this is first listen. The album ain't came out, like been out a week or nothing. It just came out today. So maybe sitting with it a little bit, I might enjoy certain tracks or whatnot. But for right now, out the first listen, ain't nothing moving me. Because like I said, I ain't trying to have no ops out here. I ain't trying to go out, you know what I'm saying, and pull up on nobody and do no shit like that. But not only that, though, I'm not saying he rapping about just that type of stuff. He is talking about poverty. He is talking about trying to make Chicago a better place. He is talking about working on his own inner demons and stuff like that. So I ain't trying to make it sound like Durk on here just straight up, just street shit, talking about killing and this and the third. He is talking about real situations. He is being vulnerable on this album. So I will say that. But like I said, this is just not my music for me. This shit I don't listen to like that. Even though I do listen to certain music like this, as far as this type of music, Key Glock, other artists out there, I can't just come to name off the top of my head as far as this younger generation of street artists, but pertaining to his newer album or whatnot, it wasn't songs that stood out to me. Like when I first get to listen to a first album or whatnot, and there's certain song that'll be like, oh, this that one. I got to go back and listen to this right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not for me. It's not for me. I ain't gonna even front. It's just not.
Like I was gonna say I was gonna listen to it now. You like it's not for me. I'm like, do I even want to waste my time? Because I'm not on this new generation stuff.
He got a track on there with Summer Walker, but like I say, he got a lot. You got to remember, and I ain't trying to say. Hey, I know you.
Me and Summer been through some heartbreak.
I dig it. Shit, I don't got them been riding listening to my D'Angelo. Might even pop in a little hold on, I ain't gonna go that deep with it. I ain't gonna even put y'all on my other shit. But anyway,
she be on some emo stuff.
Hell no. I might put in that girl, you know,
oh God.
Lenny Williams. Now I ain't doing all that shit sitting outside house. I ain't on that type of time. I'm just saying as far as
Oh God, anyway.
Don't be playing me like that in the I can hear some vocals.
Look, I know. Look, yo, somebody told me was like, what? They asked me. They was like, tell me what you good at. I was like, I could tell you what I'm not good at.
Hey, shit, I slide in here like Eddie Kane. One of the things I did, of course, wanted to bring up as far as pertaining to Little Durk, man. Let me go ahead and jump on here. I'm definitely not gonna do the whole interview. I haven't even had a chance to watch the whole interview. Okay. But I did want to show this main scene that they had together as far as Little Durk and Wallo. Before I even start this,
yes, I watched that too. Yeah. Speaking facts.
Let's give flowers to not only as far as what we doing as far as this atmosphere, it's the podcast atmosphere, because no matter what we say or whatnot, we have to be careful with certain things we say because pertaining to individuals we talking about. Because, like I said, these are people we don't know. We don't know these people' personal lives or whatnot. We just giving our input on certain activities that they might be brought up in pertaining to music or whatnot, or movies or etc. But Wallo and Gilly the King, pertaining to what they doing with their content as far as they podcasts, it's a lot of podcasts out here. It's a lot of people that have opinions, especially on these younger street artists or whatnot, even us at certain times. But with Wallo and them, especially Wallo is an individual that did time. He served time or whatnot. It's the fact that every time they have, especially these younger street artists on here, they did it with Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty is locked up right now. It's the way they talk to these younger street artists, especially Wallo. They are giving game. They are on here preaching to these artists, saying how much, not only, they ain't trying to sit there and get on them. They ain't trying to tell them, like, you need to be doing this in the third. They talking to them like not only like a man, but they talking to them like an individual that they eye to eye to them. Like, I'm not talking to you to belittle you. I'm talking to you like I care about you. Like, I want to see you continue to go above and beyond. Not only that, I want to see you live past a certain age. I want to see you live. I want to not see you on the news one day saying this rapper done died or this rapper done died. Like we've been hearing recently about these non-stop rappers that's young, not 30, 40-year-old rappers. These are young individual artists that's like 20s, maybe even younger than that, that's been dying on a rapid pace. So this certain interview or this certain clip right here is having Wallo talking to Little Durk, and he gets very emotional talking to him. And I watched this a couple times, man, because you have not seen content like this, especially in this day and age where it feels like people are just either talking about certain art, not being genuine. They either doing it for clickbait, or they talking about these certain artists in a way where they don't even know them, and they just putting them down because they saying they out here making these stupid decisions, doing this in the third, and you not even out here with these artists, or you not never been in these situations. But I really enjoy what Wallo and them is doing, and like I said, I would tell anybody you need to be on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. You definitely need to listen to them if you do listen to podcasts or whatnot. But let's go ahead and jump into this clip right here. This is Wallo talking to Little Durk, just basically trying to tell him about letting shit go.
You can turn it up. Turn it up, sound.
Oh, my bad, y'all. Hold on.
Is the headphones?
Yep, I think that's what I was be forgetting about.
So crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And you hear it now?
For real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going. Because I'm telling you, man, I can name 20, 30 niggas and my homies is dead. I'm here though. And I'm gonna say some shit that, like, this is documented. You know, I got a TED talk. I forgave my brother's killer. And I'm saying it to say this. They killed my brother. My brother died in my grandma's arms. In that house that we grew up in. They shot my brother. He ran to the house. He died in Nanny Hall when she opened the door. So I'm telling you, this some real shit, man. If I ain't let that shit go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here. My niece and my nephews, me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to get y'all this game. But I had to leave. I had to let that shit go. When I let that shit go, nigga, I started to grow. And I started to glow. And now I'm here today, and it was harder than mother. I'm talking about this my big brother. I shared the cell with him. I shared the bed with him when we was kids. This little Steve. But I can tell you one thing. Okay. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mom and my grandmama. Talk to him. Sure. Because I forgave my brother killer, but you know, I understand. I understand what y'all going through. But I love all you young in here. And I mean that shit. I love you niggas, man. And I hope y'all make it out. I hope y'all make it out, man. And he, like, straight up, man. It's so crazy. Yeah, this mother really dropping tears for this shit. Like, shit for.
Yo, but like I said earlier, this nigga literally has 7 kids. Lil Durk got like 7 children. Like, why are y'all trying to push somebody that got 7 mouths to feed?
And we're not saying he got 7 kids, like, oh shit, he out here dropping babies and nothing. He take care of all his individual kids. We just saying this is a person that's got to take care of home, and he making sure he doing what he's supposed to be doing. But not only that, staying out of situations where he won't be around his kids, man, where he won't be able to take care of home or whatnot, but just be a father, period. But seeing Wallo get emotional like that, nigga, I don't care what nobody say. If you don't watch that, you can't get emotional your own self just watching what he's saying. Because I did. My first time watching that,
you need to go get medically evaluated if you don't get emotional for watching that. No, for real though, because like people that don't have emotions or they can't show empathy for other people, that's like one of those psychopath traits.
Hey.
I'm not playing with you. Sociopaths, psychopaths, they can't show empathy or sympathy for other people.
I went back and, like I said, watched that clip a couple times, man. I might have went back and watched it at least 6 or 7 times. Because, like I said, it was just the impact of what he was saying and just him crying saying it. Like, he is serious. Like, he really want to see y'all make it. He don't want to see y'all die. And I'm just hoping Lil Durk really took that in. Not just Lil Durk, the people he had around him. Not just Lil Durk, the other artists. I hope other artists watch this clip. I hope NBA YoungBoy watch this clip. I hope everybody watch this clip, man. Shout out once again to Wallo and Gilly the King, $1 million worth of game podcast. Definitely need to be checking them out and tuning in to them. I want to get into well, before I get into the verses, I got 2 verses I want to do.
All right.
Hold on, who we got? Got a comment. Definitely Pretty Girl Little Strap content. Definitely.
I don't know why they so ready to like just throw it all away.
I mean,
like,
you gotta look at America. Y'all look like everything they facing, especially in this day and age.
Man, there's so much to live for. Like, they got way more access at a younger age to stuff that we didn't have access to. We were adults.
True.
Like, bruh.
And even just not only just back in the day or having access to whatnot, it just being in, I'm gonna just say it, being in America or whatnot, and having these type of freedoms or whatnot that you might not get in other countries, that you don't get in other countries.
Facts.
So yeah, you gotta look at all it.
I don't think some of them realize how privileged they are. But
not at all. Next thing I wanted to jump into before I get to the verses, and I ain't gonna stay on this long, pertaining to, like I said, it's still Batman week. We still represent Batman week a little bit. Of course, the Batman is doing fabulous at the box office. I'm hoping it's gonna hit $1 billion. Hoping it's gonna hit $1 billion. Once again, like I said, this is a very dark film. This is one of the Batman movies that you can go in and definitely feel like you're not watching a comic book movie, you're watching a graphic novel brought to life. But not only that, you could be watching a crime thriller from the 90s, or maybe it's this real good detective movie, or something like a horror movie out of damn Saw or whatnot. But all that being said, I wanted to bring up, as far as sequel-wise, I'm definitely looking forward to a sequel, and I know they already talking about a sequel. What villain would I like to see in the next one? I already said they had the little tease, and I feel like everybody know this ain't spoiled. This spoilers now. Joker is at the end of the movie. You don't see him all the way through, but he's having a conversation with the Riddler or whatnot. So I don't know if they're going to go that route. He might be like a part of a different individual of villains in the next movie. Mm-hmm. But as far as a villain I would like to see, honestly, like I said, I did say Clayface first. I want to see him too, but we ain't got to go that route. Like I said, I know they've been talking about maybe Freeze, as far as Mr. Freeze, and that would be very interesting as far as seeing him in this type of world, as far as Matt Reeves, and being in this type of element as far as how dark it is. But not only that, what would they be able to do as far as Freeze and his powers, and how would they go that route as far as them trying to portray a real world Batman movie or whatnot? That would be interesting to how they would do that. But yeah. Hey,
liquid nitrogen. Ooh, like that. First of all, I don't know. I've dealt a lot with dries before, and dries is like CO2, carbon dioxide in solid form. So
I worked with that before. I'm trying to think.
So if you put it in your bare hand, like it feels like it's burning. That's why I go back to the whole.
That's what I think I know. Yeah.
The whole Punisher thing, like I was like, that was so genius. With like, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, like that's so like.
I'm saying I worked with dries before, because I remember having these type of individual gloves on and picking that shit up.
Yeah, because it's really cold. Like it's smoking. Yeah. So yeah.
But like I said, pertaining to villain wise, I guess Freeze out of his Rose Gallery of villains, maybe them outside of doing Catwoman, maybe getting a Poison Ivy, maybe. I'm trying to remember the villains as far as girls. They got female-wise villains. Besides Harley Quinn, I don't know.
That's all it was like. Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. And I'm pretty sure there's more. Like I'm not.
Damn. I don't know, but I guess, like I said, Freeze, Clayface, as far as villain-wise, would I like to see them bring Robin in? Yeah. I would like them to bring Robin in, because, like I said, we haven't got a real good live-action version of Robin. And seeing him in this dark version of a Batman movie, I would love to see them try to portray him in this version. So I don't know how they would go around that route as far as what they do, an origin story for Robin, as far as, if I'm not mistaken, his family was gymnastics people or some shit like that. And that's how they died, falling from the...
Acrobats.
Yeah, acrobats and shit like that, yeah. I don't want to know if they'll go that route or whatnot. I remember the scene they did with Two-Face in that version when they did the one with Jim Carrey. That wasn't that bad of a scene, though, when they did that version with Robin.
Okay.
How his family died anyway is that scene, not the movie. I ain't talking the movie. But yeah.
Like that scene, just that.
Villain-wise, I'll go with Freeze, I guess, because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of more notable villains. Like I said, Clayface is kind of notable, but I guess I'll go with Freeze, because I just like to see how they would go about him as far as turning into Freeze, but not only that, how he would do his shit. Because if they try to do some dark shit, him freezing somebody and maybe freezing somebody alive, liquid, turning their blood into, yeah, like on some Sub-Zero shit from Mortal Kombat. I'm with it. I'm with it.
I was about to say, what's that one, Jason in, where it was Jason in Space or something, where he...
Jason X.
He put the girl in the liquid nitrogen.
You talking about when he stabbed her through the door?
No, he put her in the liquid nitrogen and then smashed her head on the...
Yeah. And that's straight, like... I remember that.
That's what I'm imagining, but better.
Yeah, that might be another one I might need to do a review on. Yeah. Speaking of, you still good, Sunday?
Yeah.
Valentine, okay. But yeah.
Already.
Villain-wise, I'm definitely going with Freeze then. I'll go with Freeze. If I can think of some more, y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What were some villains y'all would like to see in the Matt Reeves Batman sequel? let me know in the comment section, because I'm also thinking about Red Hood, but I don't know if they would go that route without doing Robin first and trying to do a Red Hood story. So yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see the route they go. I know they're not gonna probably do Batgirl because they're already doing a Batgirl movie, so they're probably not gonna have her part of this unless Matt Reeves try to have his own version. I don't know.
How would you make that dark? I don't know. Wasn't she always kind of cute? I don't know.
I mean, you can do it. Definitely.
I don't know.
Like I said, they're already working on a Batgirl movie, so I don't know if they're gonna go that route. And yes, Batgirl is black.
All right.
So get ready for the reviews, the woke reviews, and all that. Too many, maybe it's gonna be too many. I ain't even gonna go again into that.
Yeah, I'm ready for the Little Mermaid.
I'm just saying,
me and
man,
my daughter going on a date.
I know. You remember what I was telling you as far as the whole what they said about the Batman review? Hey, I'm just saying, man. Your word of advice:
always bet on black.
Hey,
we're not all bad. I'm like, what we did. You know what? It's so funny when you turn their stuff back on them. That's how they be. We're not all bad. Haven't we been screaming that for years, and y'all still don't listen because we all lumped into this is how black people are. And if you don't act like this, you're a black anomaly. Like, stop. We a spectrum of people. We're all people. We don't all act the same. We have cultural similarities, but all black people don't act or think the same.
That's definitely true. I hope they see that. But this new Batman movie starting the conversation. They're not trying to hear that. I mean, they got a good black mayor. You got a good police officer.
Wait. Wow. That even makes it different, the fact that they're government officials and they're good. First of all, like, now that just makes me seem like that was a Hollywood ploy. Like, they did that shit on purpose. Like, never mind. Anyway, I mean, hell, programming. They could be going lots of different ways.
Batman, right? That nigga white, if I'm not mistaken. Alfred, I love Alfred in this movie, and he damn sure couldn't do no wrong. I don't know, man. Before I get to the verses, because like I said, I got a very interesting verses, and I know you done seen both of these movies as far as the verses I'm doing. So this is because I'm probably gonna let me see. I'm making sure I got everything on the bottom because I'm probably gonna take it off as far as the verses I do before I do this next one I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah, it look like we got everything on the bottom because I'll make sure I want to forget about nothing. Walking Dead, man. When you last watched The Walking Dead?
Never.
Did you ain't watched The Walking Dead?
No. I'm not much of a zombie person, but so I mean, not that I'm scared. I just don't. It just, I don't know. Like, it's so many ways, and me and my analyzation of what is kin for monsters.
Now, what the hell you gonna do when this apocalypse start then? Because I'm prepared. I'm ready. We out here. We outside.
Okay, so The Walking Dead is the one thing that I'm missing about zombie apocalypse training.
I mean, it depends. If these niggas are running, we can't be prepared. Ain't nothing to prepare for if the zombies are running.
No.
If they on some 28 really days later shit, hey.
I feel bad about that.
Reason I bring up The Walking Dead, we have a new spinoff coming, and I don't know they got like 5, 6, 7 spinoffs as far as The Walking Dead go.
Gee.
But this is really interesting as far as the new spinoff we got coming, because this is going to be a spinoff centering around Maggie and Negan. And you don't know the story behind Maggie and Negan. Negan pretty much beat Maggie's husband in the head to death with a baseball bat. I mean, this individual, this is live action too. This individual was able to stand up with his eyeball hanging out of his eye. Negan picking on him, talking about him, why his wife Maggie is looking at him on and off, and Negan went on about his way to beating this individual to death. Long story short, this is a build-up though, and they have been talking about this. They've been not talking about this show they doing, but Negan and Maggie have come across each other. They have beef. They have went against each other, whatnot. As far as this new season, they have an interesting relationship. They do have in this new season. with that being said, years have passed. It ain't like they just all of a sudden are talking to each other or whatnot. But yeah, it's interesting them doing this because it's like, how do y'all center this around two individuals that have this much history against each other? And if you can see my screen, this is the scene where Negan beats her husband in the head, and he pretty much pointing a bat at her.
I'm not even gonna ask why. It's watch the show, so. Like I ain't got to how you sit here and explain this shit because like
I'm telling you the deal. I would say watch the
Yeah.
first season. The first season is 6 episodes. It's only 6 episodes, and if you like the first season, it'll go take you into watching the next season. The first season is good. I'm telling you, it's good.
I had children
like it for
telling me to watch this
adventure in
show. I had children, like literal
Is that
children.
good?
They was like, "You don't watch this show," and I'm like, first of all, why do you watch this show? You're not even old
It's
enough
been
to
around
watch
for
this
a
show.
minute. They on
No,
season
this is-
11.
Oh, I know. Trying to talk me into watching Supernatural because that's not gonna happen.
Oh, you gotta get
You
on
know
Supernatural
what?
too. I ain't
You know
caught
what?
up on Supernatural, but it's good.
That'll be one of them apocalyptic, like they be like, what if you can only take 3 TV shows? What would it be? Hell, Supernatural. Why the fuck not? How many seasons does it have? Can't get bored.
Yeah, that'll last me for a minute too. Wherever we at, it's gonna last me for a minute. Pertaining to this new Walking Dead spinoff, as far as the information we got, that with Isles of the Dead, where the Isles in question is Manhattan. It is not just a Negan spinoff, it's a Negan and Maggie spinoff. Yet another instance of 2 of the Walking Dead's main characters moving on to new adventures after the central series wraps. As we know, Carol and Daryl are already getting their own, so yeah. This show is going to be just 6 episodes long, but it's not clear if it's just because it's a limited series or just starting with the short season. Season 1 like the first Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead before it. So this is going to be based in New York City. And if I'm not mistaken, we haven't got a Walking Dead series based in New York City yet. So that's going to be interesting. But not only that, like I said, seeing 2 individuals that, like I said, had that type of history they got, being that they, like I said, Negan killed her husband right in front of her, beat him to death. So it's going to be interesting seeing them follow each other. The only problem I got with this is that y'all announcing this basically telling us that they lived through the rest of this new season, the last season, so they good. You basically telling us they ain't gonna have no issues. We know they live. Okay.
Well, they kind of did that with Game of Thrones, where they was like, we're thinking about.
Niggas was getting dropped. You did Red Wedding.
No. I'm talking about the last season. Like during the last season, it was basically like. Well, I guess. Well, they tried very hard not to drop any hints, but I found some shit on the internet.
Yeah, bro, more Walking Dead. Damn, man, Game of Thrones wasn't shit, man. Like they would sit there and make you suffer watching shit. Like I want y'all to get some get back. You had to wait to always season 6, where they had the big little battle and shit. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, what's the family name? Jon Snow family. What's their name? They whole family was just getting fucked over all seasons long. They killed the daddy in the first season. They jumped the whole family in the wedding. You had to wait so long. That's my thing. You had to watch each season and kept all the build up. I get it. It's a build up, but still, man. Yeah. Damn. That shit made you suffer.
Yeah, they did.
And that little boy, what's that little nigga name? Joffrey. Oh my God.
Oh God. Oh. Yo, that's somebody that felt like Carlton does now. Just hate, like people hate him. People like
once again,
I don't think he's gonna act anymore after this.
I ain't seen him in shit else. I don't think else.
I think he said he's done because the emotional trauma that he got from people. I'm like, he's a character.
You talk about wanting to see a motherfucker. You don't want to see him die. You want to see him torture. You want to see shit happen to him. He needed to go. God.
Yeah,
you talking about watching him drink that shit and that poison and he's suffering. Like, yes.
You like somebody kick him.
Do something. I want to see something more. No. He got to go.
This nigga.
Oh my God, I couldn't stand his little ass, man. And the fact that he was a little boy, he sit there running his goddamn mouth all the time, talking the way he talk, and that voice, oh, you gonna have me go back just to watch him do that shit and just skip all the way to the scene where he died. Oh yeah, brother, Carlton was definitely solid this last episode as far as BEL-AIR. I'm glad you brought that up though, man. You took me back. All right, but yeah, man, y'all let me know in the comment section though, how y'all feeling about this new Walking Dead spinoff. Y'all gonna be checking out Negan and Maggie and their own little spinoff series. Let me know, man. All right, I want to jump over here to oh shit, man, I gotta bring up something else. My bad. Before I get to the verses, now, I think this is very interesting, and I think you'll be interested in this too.
Okay.
Have you heard about what 50 been trying to do pertaining to Monique?
Oh, I saw the post. I didn't look into it, but good. Like, man, because like hearing her story and like I never just was like, let me take her side because she a black woman and we spoke. No, it was like, okay, let me hear. And no, and then the Steve Harvey interview, bruh.
Man,
that just I was just like, bruh.
The whole thing with Tyler Perry too.
Mm-hmm.
Like she straight up got after she said some shit about Tyler Perry, Oprah, it was over. You were out of here. But this is interesting, man. Like I said, we haven't really seen a lot from Monique since shit. Precious.
Yeah, that's how it all started. Yeah, that's how it all started. Was the damn Precious movie.
Yep, you're right. I think she had them recent, not too recent, but she had a Christmas movie with Danny Glover and some other people. I think she had. That was like one of her last movies. If I'm not mistaken. But 50 Cent, he is trying to get Monique back into the picture as far as TV. I don't know. Maybe he might be trying to do something with movies, but I know for sure that he definitely trying to get in some TV. So
that's good. I love it. I
50
love
Cent,
it. Help pull your sister up.
Because she been blackballed for a minute.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent is an individual I feel like is known for doing shit like this as far as people who I feel like the industry try to shine out or try to get rid of real quick. I seen him do this with the Baby when he had that show shit going on with Rolling Loud, when he did that shit on stage or whatnot. I think I seen him do it with other individuals. I can't come to name right now. But seeing what he doing with Monique, I'm definitely wanting to see her in some power, some BML for something. And even if he try to give her own show, I'll be interested in seeing that. But to see her maybe, I would say, maybe have her play Mary J. Blige's sister, Monet's sister or something. I'd love to see that. What the hell is this? All right, man, I'm getting on. I don't know what the hell they try to bring up. But anyway, it's basically saying 50 is trying to get Monique back into the picture. And I don't know what he's trying to do with her as far as maybe on a star show or something. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that Pretty Girl Little Trap content. I could see her coming in Raising Kanan. I would like to see that. She could play, I don't know. Well, who would she play? She definitely could play maybe like an aunt to Kanan or something, or aunt to maybe even Jukebox, but I know they got LaToya Luckett coming in playing Jukebox Mama. Everybody know LaToya Luckett, Destiny's Child.
She got some good, man. I like her acting skills.
Yeah, I didn't know she had done so much as she done as far as LaToya Luckett in movies. She got a lot of shit out here.
Oh yeah.
Tubi?
She didn't do too bad in music either. Like for her to from what happened to her, you like.
Oh yeah, she did have a couple tracks out. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Let me see. That'll be interesting. That would be. I just want to see something as far as pertaining to the Power Universe or like you said, Raising Kanan or even BMF. Like I said, I want her. She come in playing one of those Stern roles or whatnot. Give her that tone of Precious without being Precious Mama or whatnot. Like being like a vicious individual. Like, hey, I'm here for it. But definitely, y'all let me know in the comment section, man, how y'all feeling about possibly seeing Monique on Power, BMF, or any other TV shows that 50 Cent has out here right now. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. All right, man. We gonna get to the verses now. I got 2 verses I'm doing. This is gonna be basically a monster attack versus, and we're gonna have a basic well, I want to worst cousin versus, worst movie cousin versus. So the one I'm doing first is the worst movie cousin versus. We got Soul Food movie cousin, and we got Players Club movie cousin. Of course, I got to do the scene. So we're going to go with Soul Food movie cousin first.
You know what? The family fucked my husband. Yeah, Faith fucked my husband.
Miles. Terry.
And what are you going to say, huh?
Terry.
Terry, what?
Can we talk about this?
Can we talk about what? Fuck you!
Hey, Terry!
I think I started off calling this a better performance first between Vanessa Williams and Lisa Ray. And I think I'm going to go back to that. Instead of worst cousin, I'm going to say better performance. As far as dealing with betrayal. Yeah, they definitely both trifling. As far as the cousins in Soul Food and Players Club.
Hey, yeah. I'm gonna tell you both sides, but go ahead.
Okay. Like I said, we got Soul Food scene and then versus Players Club as far as Diamond and her cousin.
Sorry. I'll be at my mom's until I find a new place to stay. Bitch, you think I was gonna let you get away with that, huh? Get your shit and get the fuck out of my house.
All right.
Maybe move in, got a job. She was walking around the house and hey, Terry let the cousin move in too.
No, the cousin I don't think the cousin was staying with them. But okay, wait. So let me break down. I think Diamond is the worst cousin because I feel like that shit was premeditated. Versus like Faye and they was caught up in the moment. Not justifying the bullshit. I'm just saying, but like
you talking about Ebony.
Hell yeah, because at least Faye and Home Dude felt bad. Yeah. At least Faye and Home Dude felt bad about it after that. I mean, honestly though, like I feel like it was a moment they got caught up in it, and then it was like, oh fuck, because like they was both like, I can't believe we just really did that shit. Versus, I feel like Ebony premeditated that shit. Like, yeah.
Diamond walked in on Ebony and her
exactly
in the bed, but Terry walked in with them smashing. And had the nephew with.
Yeah, but like I said, that was like heat of the moment shit. Versus, like, I feel like.
I remember the scene where Faith came over there while they was having dinner, and she had her bags and shit, and she was like, "Where you want me to put my stuff?" If y'all remember that scene, where because she had a nephew over, and they was at the dinner table because they were arguing about money or whatnot. As far as Terry and husband, yeah.
See, and at least they shit, like I said, their shit is like. It's not understandable but they was already arguing. It was already problems. Versus like, was there a problem when she let Ebony move in, or the problem became Ebony?
That's true. Because Terry was kind of shining off her husband too. She was like, wasn't believing in the shit he was trying to do, and I don't even know if he was hitting or not. They might not even been doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you had Ebony coming in with an individual that had got into a relationship with a stripper. And then you bringing in my cousin that's a stripper with me now. And she walking around in her underwear and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, premeditated. Like
you're right. What's wrong? We just talked about this color thing. Is it something with the black cat?
No, I thought he was on the I thought he was on the dresser. I thought he was on the dresser, and I'm like, get down. No, he was on the bed. I don't care about that, man.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna go with Ebony too. I feel like she's the worst cousin in this situation because, like I said, who Lance? He ain't nobody.
Now it's, but yeah, as far as like acting, I enjoy both of it, but like as far as like the way the scene was written, I like Diamond.
Hey, I'm going with you. I'm about to say I gotta go with Diamond because that looked like that might have been real. Did you think I was gonna let you steal in my house? Get your shit again. And then after that, the look. Like, you think I'm playing? Yeah, we gotta give credit to Ebony too and her acting. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, she was scared for real.
Hey, we don't know if they told her to pick up that knife though.
Hey, that's true too. Wait, come on. She was on some goddamn scream shit, so I don't know. Because it looked like if what's the name wouldn't have grabbed her hand, she might have took her cousin out.
Yeah, that shit could have got messy real quick. I've actually had some like shit like that, like being around some shit like that before.
Oh, shit.
Yes, people wild, man. People wild.
Right,
luckily nobody got hurt.
Fine, we're going with Terry then. I mean, we're going with Ebony. We're going with Ebony then. I do got one thing I'm going to get on before I leave here. I seen at the bottom that I'm going to address, but I'm going to do that after the verses pertaining to the director of Fruitvale Station and Black Panther and Creed, Ryan Coogler. That'll be one of the last things I touch on before I get off here. But yeah, as far as the verses go, worst cousins in a movie, we're going to go with Ebony from Players Club. Y'all let me know in the comment section, do y'all feel like it should be...
There's a couple things down here we need to talk about.
I think we got on everything.
We didn't talk about Blade. We didn't talk about Black Panther, and it was something that gas prices. Yeah,
that was one of the first things I was gonna bring up when we got on here was gas prices.
Don't let your car get below half. That's all you can do. It's like, what the fuck can you do? What the fuck we can't do shit.
I mean, the shit's so real. I had a full-blown conversation with a stranger about this shit. They were like, man, I don't know. See, because she was so real about it. She was like, I don't know if I should just drive to work or get a hotel room by my job. For real. Talking about the gas. Because I told her the shit's changing on a daily basis.
Daily.
Like $3.55 today, $4.15. I'm like, what the
daily. And it's just keep climbing. Yo.
Oh, you good, bro? Appreciate you coming through. Shout out, Perk. Definitely with the gas. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Every single day. Every day. I don't even check it. I was just happy that I woke up and it went like $4.50. I was so...
What? Yeah, 10 speed don't sound that bad, man. Hey, mongoose. Yeah, let's get a moped out this bitch. Tell you, man. I went by and seen, like I said, we talking about $4.15 and shit down here. You got California them, that shit like $7.
Somebody showed a picture talking about gas was cheaper and I Am Legend. What? In New York?
We just off skateboard. Hey.
Can't push.
Let's go get me some sketches. Give me some sketches.
Some Heelys.
I guess before I get to the verses, let me jump on this right quick. Pertaining to the whole Ryan Coogler thing. Coogler. Damn, I said that shit like I was, what's the name? Coogler. My bad, y'all. I can get proper a little bit sometimes. Shout out to anybody that came through and checked us out on the live tonight. Appreciate y'all coming through. Hey, I seen a meal where somebody said, how my car gonna sound after I put this vegetable oil in it.
Hey, vegetable oil went up too. We used to talk about the grocery store. Like I said, everything $5 now. It was just
We
$4.
about to be having campfires out here, man. Tell
People about to start catching stuff in their backyard and eating it.
All right, man. A situation I wanted to talk about pertaining to Black Panther director Ryan Coogler. He had an incident where he was wrongfully accused of bank robbery. Ryan Coogler, who was 35, left the Atlanta Bank of America in handcuffs after a bank teller misconstructed an alert about the director's withdrawal request. Coogler handed the teller a written request to discreetly take out more than $10,000 from his account, according to a police report obtained by USA Today. The withdrawal caused an alert notification from his account. Remind you, from his account. The teller, who was described as a black woman in the police report, then alerted her manager that Coogler was attempting to rob the branch, and police responded to the scene. Police body camera footage of the incident emerged Wednesday, published by local 5 affiliate in Atlanta and TMZ. In the video, Coogler looked stunned as a police officer asked the director to put his hands behind his back and other handcuffs him in front of the teller's desk. The officer standing behind Coogler briefly pulls his gun out of his holster. The footage also shows Coogler escorted to an exit by police.
Why they had to put?
I ain't even trying to look at the footage. I mean, y'all can explain it to me. Hell no.
If he submitted, then why did you need to pull the gun out? Oh, but anyway, this is a loaded thing. Because it's like, on one hand, he looked suspicious, but on the other hand,
let's be clear, this doesn't sound surprising. I don't care who he is. And I'm not saying I don't care who he is as an individual. This is me saying they don't care who we is. You better remember story of OJ.
But no,
you OJ, you the Jews, you still black.
But no, yeah, that part. Oh, but yeah, man, it's a lot of things that go into this. One, black people not understanding banking, because you really, if you have that much money in the bank, you can't just go take that much money out. You literally have to speak to the bank manager. And I didn't know this shit until I talked to, yeah, I didn't know this shit until I talked to people that have that much money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? These are rich people problems, but still going back to social issues of, because I look like this, I'm not supposed to have this much money. You know? And
you got to understand, Ryan Coogler is not your standard guy that walks around here looking like he's out of Hollywood. You got to remember
he don't look too. Like he wasn't walking in there looking like he had money. But also, in the state that we're in, scamming is on a high ass level. So, like, I don't know what kind of shit people get in their inbox on Instagram, but it's a bunch of people out here scamming. And that could have easily been someone scamming. Yes, he had his ID, but it was just the way he did everything was not a protocol by the bank. Now, should the cops have been called? No, the bank manager should have went out there and spoke with him, and that could have been that would have been a way better solution. And even so, I don't even blame the teller, because I don't know how well trained they were and how long they had been there. I blame the manager that with the okay to call the police, because you should have went out there and asked that person and ID, because he had on a mask and shit, and he was just trying to be discreet, because you don't want no let everybody in the bank that got, like, they taking out $20, $35, maybe $900 to pay their rent, shit like that. But, like, you know what I mean? You don't want to let somebody know you about to be a bank with $12,000. You don't want people to know that shit. So what he should have done is call. That's why he was being discreet too, though. He should have called the bank first, though, because that would have solved a lot of them problems. That man is in Atlanta. How you know they got trying to get stuck up outside? Shit. Not trying to say, you know what I'm saying? This could be anywhere. You could be Atlanta, whoever you at. Coming out with that much money, shit. Well, yeah. So I mean, like, it's a lot of issues. I just feel like they definitely shouldn't have pulled guns on him, though. Should not have pulled guns. The cops shouldn't even made it there, because the manager should have went